Hello friends, welcome to Step in Web learning process. Step in Web is a knowledge sharing portal. It will teach web design basics to the beginners. Any web design, we have to write more code to generate the HTML page. To generate the code, we require some tools, that is some software to write our code and edit our code. There are a lot of tools are available in the market, and it may be open free source or it will be cost. For that reason, I am planning to explain about the available code building tools and what is the purpose of each functions. Like that, I started this first video. This is the first video in the code building tool. It is going to explain the basics. What is the code? What is the text? What are the tools available for the code building? Like that. This is the first introduction video. And after that, one by one tool will be explained. Okay, now we will go to the introduction video for the code building tool. All you know, any computers require some program code to do some actions. The code may be written in a plain text file by a human, that is a programmer, is called source code. Source code is a collection of code syntax written in human readable programming language, usually a plain text without any formats. Program language may be HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Java, Python, C++, Visual Basic, PHP, and so on. There are more than 100 program languages are available in the world. So according to our requirement or according to our learning capacity, we can select convenient program language and use it for developing the web applications. Language is invented by the human for communicating their message to the other peoples. For proper communication, we have to follow some certain rules, whether it is a speech or it is a message. We have to follow some certain rules. Then only that listener or recipient will be clearly understand the message. So speech is one of the communication. Here pronunciation is a main rule. If you correctly pronounce, then only he can understand the word and that recipient will be react with that word. Same way, writing a message is also another communication. Here the character and a group of characters will form the word. That word will communicate to some message to reader. Here the character and the correct character is the rule, and if you follow the correct rule only, that message will be clearly communicated by the writing. Here one main condition is both sender and recipient should know the language. Then only what are the language we represented our message or speech, he can understand that one. Normally human being, any language they will learn from childhood. So all the words, all the pronunciation, everything will is stored in his brain. So whenever he read or listen some word or some speech, then his brain is recall that memory and will interpret with that long storage process. Then he will understand the what is the message is received. Like that, if you take in world, there are around 6,500 languages are spoken by the various peoples, and each language having a different characters. From that character only they can easily communicate to one to one. Like spoken language, programming language also having lot of rules, and we have to strictly follow the rules. Then only the program will give a correct output in our system. We see around 6,500 human languages are available. Like that, in program also more than 100 programming languages available, and each language having some features and specialty to do functions. Some program language will be very accurate calculation, it will be used, and some program language will be used for some business manipulation, accounts manipulation, and some program language it will use it for the web application, web page design, like that. But each one having a lot of features, but sometime we will mix all the language in one application. We may use one or two program language according to our requirement. Actually, the program language will be give us some instruction to computer how it has to behave by its syntax. So keyword and syntax is the rule for programming language, and this keyword and syntax is different from language to language. So as a programmer, you have to learn the different syntax and keyword and how it should be formed in the code writing. Then only the program language will communicate or give a good results. And also we have to load the language compiler to our computer. Then only the language will be understood by the computer and it will give a results. In general, HTML, CSS and JavaScripts are inbuilt in the window browser, so no loading is required for that language. Some of the language keywords and some syntax are given below. It is say all the language is communicating same message to screen to the user. Practically, computer will not understood any language, whether it is a program language or a spoken language. It will not understand that language. It work only based on a binary code. Binary code is represented any data in two binary numbers, that is 0 and 1. If 0 means it is switched off and 1 means it is switched on. Like that principle only it will operate. We can make it a group of binary code and we can represent any character. And this character will be stored in a bit and byte system. A bit is a smallest unit of storage and it holds either 0 or 1. And a group of 8 bits is form a 1 byte. There are a lot of research started from 1960 onwards, and American Standard Information Interchange ASCII has first released his character set in 1969. They formed the 127 sets of characters by 7 bits. The 127 character sets will include all the control system of the computers like the tab, space, shift, like that, and numerals numbers from 0 to 9, and alphabetic letters, uppercase and lowercase, and the same way some symbols they introduced in the 127 character set. But we can form 256 possible values by different permutation and combination by 8-bit binary code. So after that, ISO system has developed the encoding system for the 256 character set. For example, you see all 8 digits, if 0, it is a starting point, and will incremental one number at the last character, it will give one character. Like that, with the permutation combination, we can maximum 256 combination we can make it from the 8-bit bytes. I already told ASCII formed the first characters in 1969 and it formed 127 characters, and it is formed all the characters in 7-bit format. And it is developed the entire characters only for English language. It will have all letters, numbers and symbols. Same time, Microsoft also they released their ANSI character format set for their window applications, but they used that left 1 bit also, and they developed around 256 characters. And ISO also they released their first character set in 1998 with the same 256 character set with the 8-bit format. In the below table, I have given some example. So this first column is a decimal number, and the second column is a hexagonal number, and the third column is a binary number, and fourth column is a character, and fifth column is which purpose that each number is used. So they decided 1 to 31 numbers, decimal numbers, is they are used for the controls of computers. That is a heading, a line feed, shift, tape, like that. And the binary number will start from 00001, and hexa number will be 1 to 1F. Same way from decimal number 33 to 47, that is a hexa number is a 21 to 2f. They formed all the symbol characters, that is exclamation, number, bracket, slash, like that. And the same way from number 48 to 57, they formed the numerals numbers from 0 to 9 numbers, and it will be hexa number is 30 to 39. And from decimal number 65 to 90, they assigned for uppercase letters A to Z, and from decimal number 97 to 122, they allocated to lower case of alphabetic letters. And the balance 123 to 127, they used some other symbol character also. So like that, they formed the 256 character from the 8-bit system. Till year 2000, only English language is dominated language in the entire internet world. So at the time only, all the countries started to develop their own language to develop their web application and websites. So at the time only, that a lot of confusion is started, because only we have a 256 characters. With the 256 characters, we go to match all our characters. So by matching the pronunciation, all the people that developed other languages and assigned the same binary number to their characters. For example, here I have shown some 5 language. That 5 language having a different characters, but all the pronunciation almost equal to English letter A. So for that reason, they used the binary number of English letter for their characters in their language. So here only the confusion started. So whenever they are transmitting their message from locally one to one with the same language people, then the confusion will not be there. Suppose I am typing some message in the Chinese, so and I will send it to some English man. Suppose that English man is interpreted with the English decoder, then the problem will start. So it will not show any Chinese letter. It will give some wrongly some different character set. So he could not understand that message. So the limitation came after the year 2000. So it is forcingly they have to started a research for to accommodate all the spoken language available in the world. Then Unicode Consortium started developing a unique number for each character. He formed a set of people and started research, and they decided they have to allocate one number for each character for different languages. So like that, they formed some combination, then they developed this Unicode character set. Unicode name is for a unique, unified or universal coding, like that. That Unicode character set having some code points. So each code point will give one character, like that they developed. Suppose the Chinese character is referred using the code point U51F0, and English alphabet A is represented U plus 0041. Here U plus denotes it is a Unicode, and 51F0 and 0041 are hexadecimal numbers. So like that, they given one code point for the character available in the world. After developed the Unicode character set, then for converting that character to the binary code, that encoding system is developed. That encoding system is called UTF-8. UTF-8 means it is 8-bit Unicode transformation format. So after developed the UTF-8, they have assigned around 1,43,859 characters up to May 20 for various languages. And UTF-8 is a variable size encoding. It will be formed the character from 8 byte to 32 bit. That is 1 byte to 4 bytes. And UTF-8 is used the 0 to 127 as identical to ASCII2, and it is used 160 to 250Y as identical to ISO 8859 characters. And UTF-8 is not at all used the numbers from 128 to 159. With this 4-byte system, UTF-8 can hold around 11 lakhs of characters in the system, but now till date they allocated only 1.4 lakhs letters to the Unicode point system. Now we look at that how the Unicode will be formed this character set. Suppose you take it as 1 byte, it will use only 7 bits. And first 1 bit it will reserve for the Unicode system identification code. Suppose you take it here, a character A, that Unicode point will be U plus 0041, and the binary number is in the 7 numbers 10000001, and UTF-8 is converted this number. The first letter red shown is it is a Unicode system, and balance 7 numbers it is showing the binary core of the character A. Like that, they accommodate all the numbers developed for the ASC2 or ISO in the 1 bit byte system itself, and other characters started to add a second byte. Suppose a Latin character shown in the image, it will accommodate in the 2 byte systems. Actually, in the 2 byte system, it will use 11 bits only for the character storageization, and other balance 4 characters it will use for the Unicode identification numbers. You see here 2 bytes are there. In the 2 bytes, first bytes will start with 110. This is means it is a 2 byte code. Then after that, it will write the your binary number, and second byte start number will be 10. This is also telling this is the UTF code, and it having a 2 byte systems. Same way for 3 bytes and 4 bytes also, for starting digits will be indicate the UTF-8 code format. So in this image, whatever is shown in red bold letters, all are used to indicate this is a UTF format. And whatever the letters shown in the blue color, it is the real binary number related to that particular character. And whatever the digits shown in the black color, it is just a filler there, that is a empty space. To fill that empty space, it is used as a filler 000, like that. Okay, now we will see the flow of the code in the computer systems. So all the people know some language, they can speak or write in that language. Suppose I know the English language, then I go to select a program language which will interpret all the coding system in the English language. So I have to learn that language, then I can code it to my requirement through that program language. Once we will write that code, then we have to load it the code in the computer system along with the program language compiler. Then the computer will encode it that code, then it will go to the assembler or compiler, then it will process with the computer processor and save it in a binary code in the memory. So whenever we'll recall or we want to some output, then that binary number will be decoded with the decoder and send it the output to our computer screen. So this is the main process. In that, now we are going to do only this program language area coding only. All other things are inbuilt in the computer system. Text can be classified into 2 types, plain text and rich text. Plain text are exclusively store character representation, and it will only store the character graphics, and it will occupy very less space, like 1 to 4 bytes only. Whereas rich text will store additional metadata to store the character formatting, paragraph formatting, page formatting, so it occupy more space. Suppose if you write a one hello one word in the plain text editor, it will occupy only 1 KB. That file size will be 1 KB only. Same hello word, if you write it in the Microsoft Word and save it, it will occupy around 20 KB. So you can see this difference, around 20 times it is occupy the more space, because it has to store more data for formatting that file. You see the bottom, one image is given. One is a rich text format and another is a plain text format. So in the rich text format, it is shown one color is red, bold, and the text is underlined and the text is italic, like that. Whatever pattern we want, we can do it. But plain text is a simple character. We can't do any format. in the plain text system. That is the main difference between plain text and rich text. Always plain text only we used in the code writing, because the formatting of color, font size, bold, everything is not at all required for code writing. We can group it the web development or web design people into three categories. Some people having a more knowledge, and they have expert various fields and they have a good experience also. That people want to share his knowledge and his experience to the world. Then normally he will start one blog, and he will write his experience and knowledge in that blog to expose to the people. For them, designing of web page or web blog is not a criteria. They want to share their knowledge in the different field. For that reason, they have to go for a freelancer to develop their website. So there is no need to learn any HTML or JavaScript file or any coding. Just they have to hire some freelancer, and according to their taste or according to their requirement, they can develop one web blog. Then he can just update that blogs to share his knowledge. So another people, they have collect some lot of information from the various books or various world. Then they will share it that information to the people. So sharing information will going on increase its volume, as well as the type of information also will change. For that reason, slightly some dynamic nature that website should be designed. Such a people, they have to learn some basics HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Then they have to learn some drag and drop web tools like WordPress and Wix. Then they have to build their own web page from that tools. So after that, they have to maintain their data and frequently update, and positively have to respond to the user's requirement. Another set of people will become some profession, and they want to do some business with the web design. Then they have to learn entire program language like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and any server language. Then they have to write the code in the text editor or code editor. Then going on, test some more models and try with a different concept from the internet and practice it. Then only he can become a profession, and he can do any challenge, and he will work as a freelancer or as some businessman. We can classify our coding tool like a simple text editor or code editor, or what you see is what you get, and website builder and integrated development tools. In which the second category people, they can use it. This what you see is what you get, and website builders. And third category people, they go to study the code editor. Okay, this is the end of our code building tool introduction video, and we will see in the next video of Notepad. Thank you for watching my video, and please subscribe my channel to grow and share more technical videos. Also, I have written code building tool book, and it is available in the Amazon Kindle. For more details, please read that book. Thank you once again, and bye.